God bless you, family, and welcome back. We are continuing this beautiful journey of breaking down Proverbs 31 in the month of July. And we are on verse 22 of this beautiful journey of encouragement, of inspiration, and we are breaking it down. I hope that you're enjoying it. It's inspiring, it's encouraging you in some way, shape, or form. So today, again, is verse 22 for Proverbs 31. We're going to read it from the King James and the Amplified. So the King James says in Proverbs 31, verse 22, she maketh herself covering of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. And to be honest, when I initially read it, I'm thinking, did she make her own clothes? What does that mean? It's silk and it's purple. I like silk and I like purple. Let's get a little amplification from the Amplified Bible. It says she makes herself coverlets, cushions, and rugs of tapestry. Her clothing is a fine linen. Her clothing is a fine linen, pure and fine, and of purple, such as those from which the clothing of the priest and the hallowed clothing of the temple were made. So then I think, okay, she's trying to live a holy and righteous life. Her covering is those with honor, as the priest and those of the church would be. And not necessarily religion church, but we're saying that's royalty. That's there's some anointing, there's some grace with that. So the King James, just to add a little flavor on it, King James, 1 Timothy 2, verses 8 through 9, was one of those verses that helps amplify the verse 22 of Proverbs 31. It says, I will, therefore, that men pray everywhere, lifting up holy hands without wrath or doubting. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in a modest apparel, with shameless faces, sobriety, not with braided hair of gold or pearls or costly array. So then I had to sit back and think about it and said, okay, I'm sitting back, thinking about it. So what verse 22 is saying, she's making her covering. So she's covering herself. But she's doing it in a manner that is giving honor to God, because it says, like purple, such as the priest. She's honoring God by her covering. So I know it says she's not braiding her hair, she's not wearing pearls or costly things. What it's talking about is making sure that you're modest in your clothing in regards to how much skin are we showing. It's not really referring to, in today's vernacular, in regards to whether or not she's really rocking pearls. She's got a little ice on her, she's got a little diamonds on her. It's not talking about that. It's not talking about whether or not she really has makeup on or anything of that nature. We're talking about the inner man being edified through our outward appearance. Is she showing every bit of, like my dad would say, from the rooter to the tutor? Is she showing all her skin? Is there any modesty within her? Is she covering up and bringing honor to her own body by not letting it all hang out? That's what it's talking about. So my question for you is, when others see you, do they see the glory of God? Do they see the glory of the Lord within you? Do you wear modest apparel? And again, it's not talking about having to wear your dresses down to your ankles, which I like. The maxi dresses be working it. But what I'm saying is, you don't have to be covered from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. But it's saying, when you're wearing whatever you're wearing, is it modest and not showing every bit of curve, showing every bit of your skin? Are you leaving something for that inquiring mind of that husband? Or are you just letting the whole world see all your goods? Do you show everything private about yourself in your apparel or your clothing? Is there any questions about what you got going on? Because you're showing it all out for the whole world to see. We're asking in verse 22 that you cover yourself with the glory of God and be modest in regards to not allowing so much of your skin out, showing so much of the flesh that they can't see the goodness that's inside your heart. Is there so much flesh being perceived and seen? And I'm saying perceived is because that's all they see. They're not looking at anything else. They're not listening to the wisdom, the knowledge, the kindness of your heart. When all they see is your tail, let's just be real. Because they're looking at your tail. They're looking at what you're presenting. Are you showing them grace? I know it's hot. I don't want to be covered up from the crown of my head to my soles of my feet every day, all the time. But there should be some modesty in your apparel. Because they're looking at you, and when you're trying to show God to them, or for them to see the glory of God within you, they can't get past your skin. So I'm saying all that to say, verse 22 is just saying, please be modest. Because it's about Him, the Holy One. It's not about you. Let's bring glory to the Father. But you can't get close enough to show somebody the glory of God and speak life and love and encouragement to them when they're blocking everything out you're saying, because all they're doing is looking at all that skin, that flesh that you're presenting first. Show the love of God first. Make Him first in all that you do. I pray that you are blessed. I pray that you're encouraged. I pray that you hear my heart in regards to this. Let them see the love of God that's in you, my sister. Let them see that first. The world done got to see your flesh. And I'm not saying walk around covered always, every bit of your being, but show some modesty. Show a little bit. So that way they can get to know you and know the God that's in you and not have this crazy expectation of flesh upon flesh, because that's what was presented before them. I love you. I pray that you know that the Lord loves you. And you are a Proverbs 31 woman. Let's not forget whom you are. Again, I love you, and until tomorrow, God bless.